A person has to know Hashem sees everything. Nothing is hidden from him, not your secret deeds, not your inner thoughts. He knows every single thing behind all closed doors. Hashem knows if you trust in him with a full heart or not. He also knows how much emunah you have. Sometimes a person says, Rabbi, but I have emunah, and the miracles don't come. I have emunah, and therefore you said that if we have more emunah, we have to do less ishtadut. Look, I have to do so much ishtadut even though I have emunah. So at times a person has to make sure that he's not fooling himself, that he's not saying he has a lot of emunah, and then he really doesn't. Because you could say you have a lot of emunah, but we said, emunah has to translate to bitachon. Bitachon means that you actually have trust and you don't get nervous and you put it into maaseh, into deed, not just say it. So therefore, a person has to make sure that he's not, fooling himself. And Hashem also knows how much emunah you have in order to really give you accordingly. And therefore, you'll get that blessing if you deserve it, or you won't if you don't. And therefore, when a person has this clear in his mind that Hashem sees everything, he knows deep inside my heart and deep inside my thoughts. And therefore, it's not right for you to claim that you have emunah if you really don't. And he says, yeah, Rabbi, I have emunah, I know, but it's very hard for me. So I understand. So you have emunah, so why is it hard for you? So it means to me, and you say you have emunah, but it's not all the way in. It's in your mind, right? There is a famous Nithivat Shalom. There's a famous shtickle. He says that a person can have emunah in his brain and emunah in his heart, but it's not enough. You have to have emunah in your bones. He says you have to, he says a person has to really be like those farmers in the Shemitah. They really believed in Hashem, and they say, look, I didn't work my field for an entire year, and I believe that Hashem will provide for me. That means a person has emunah in his bones. He doesn't just say it, he also walks the walk. So therefore he says that that's another principle that a person has to have clear, that he's honest with himself and says, do I have to work on my emunah or not? How much emunah do I have? And do not claim that I have emunah even though I really don't. So therefore, in the third principle, he says, that a person should trust exclusively in Hashem when he's obligated to trust in him, right? So he says, you should not make any person or anything as a partner, quote unquote, with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, not by placing trust in him and also one of his creations, right? Person shouldn't say, yeah, I trust in Hashem, but then really he also trusts in, he literally looks forward to and really, tries to be nice to and tries to find favor in the eyes of his boss, in the eyes of some partner, right? He goes, guys, we have to make sure to take care of this guy. He's gonna open many doors for us. He's this insurance. We have to make sure we get it. We have to get this deal, or else, he's all nervous. He has to go and that's when a person can lead into, doing shady things because the other person he wants to impress wants him to, or you could get into the idea of, God forbid, doing hanufa, which is a person is praising, and he's giving kind words to a person who's putting down the Torah, or as a person who's not following Torah values. And there's the word is slipping in my tongue. What it means exactly, there's a nice definition for it, but it means to go and basically kiss up to a person just because he's going to give you some gain. And a person who has trust and exclusivity in Hashem, he's not going to care what he says. If it's against the Torah, if it's going to be something that he's putting down Torah, he wants you to sign something that's going to make you do things against the Torah, you're going to tell him, go take a hike, because I don't trust in you. I trust only in Hashem, and I know Hashem can give me without you. So therefore a person has to know that that's what it means to have trust exclusively in Hashem. We already know about King Asa in the Navi. When he got sick and relied on the doctors, when his illness, he went to not seek out Hashem. He went to go see the doctors, and he was punished for this. The King Asa of the king of Yehuda, he was a Jewish king. And what happened? He wanted to go and get rid of all the idols in Am Yisrael, and he made everybody chozer b'tshuva, and he was going to go and fight a war against Cush. There was a big army, the nation of Cush, and he had Habitachon and Hashem, and he won the war. As you see, he was a tremendous person with emunah. But then he fell in emunah. When did he fall in emunah? When he got sick, he got illness in his legs. He went right away to who? To the doctors. Not to who? to Hashem. So he put his faith in the doctors. He didn't call the Navi. It used to be, you called the Navi would tell you what sin you did, and right away you do the Chovot, and the sickness would go away. That's what it used to be. But then he fell right away and he go to the doctors. He didn't call the Navi, so therefore then he got punished for that. So what happened? He prayed. Definitely he prayed, but his main concern, what did the doctors say? That's what he wanted to care the most. Therefore he did not rely exclusively on Hashem. So then what happened? And he goes and he remained a cripple all the rest of his life. So there you see, he got punished for this, that he had trust in someone else besides for Hashem. So therefore today, a lot of times people say, oh, right away go to the doctor. No, you have to first realize your illness is coming from something spiritual. The root is Hashem. Go pray to Hashem. We said that story where they sent the guy to the city. He says, where's the doctor? He says, in this is the city, we don't have a doctor. So why did they send me here? Because whenever somebody gets sick, we send them to the field. That's the best doctor. He goes and prays to Hashem. Itbarach. Baruch Adonai Olam.